Welcome to another Maul Monday, the penultimate time I will be saying that. It is insane. I feel like that's what I'm saying every week. We started off 4 weeks away from the finale. This has got to be the fastest show that we've ever seen. Crazy how quick Maul's coming to an end. All right, let me set this up as I talk. So today we're going to be building something to go alongside all our previous builds, and we've built a battle pack, we've built a small set, we're working on a CMF still, so there's some figures I want to add to today's build after the fact. We've also done a mech. We haven't done too many big sets, and I think today we get the ship out of the way. We're going to enjoy building this one because it's a ship that I haven't built. It was going to be a gunship because the gunships have been showing up left, right and center. But I don't think I'm going to be building a gunship today. Hello there, Moonshoes. First one in chat. Nice to see. And where's the list? So what have we actually built so far? So far we've built the Dino Cart, which is our cheap free promotional poly bag just to get you interested in the rest of the sets. We've got our CMF that we're working on. So far, I think for the CMF lineup, we have Maul, Rookcast, Icarus, leaving out the other Mando. We have Looty, maybe add a little mech in for Looty as well. We have Uncle Darky. That's 5. Maul, Rook, Icarus, Devon, Looty, Uncle Darky. I think I missed out Devon there. So Devon, Uncle Darky definitely included. Marok, we throw Marok in. Today, I think we add... Oh, we've also got Vader. Yes, how can I forget about Vader? We built Vader on Thursday and Friday. I think we've got four figures left. Maul, Rook, Icarus, Devon, Looty, Uncle Darky, Marok, Vader. 9, 10, 11, 12. 4 minifigures left. I think we go with the other Inquisitor. By the way, spoilers for today's 2 episodes. Hello there. We do have Tinks in the chat. I think we go with the Crow. That makes sense. And I've got a really good idea for the Crow. We've got a few Inquisitors that we haven't used yet. But we'll take a look at the episode rundown because I think the Crow could be a Palpatine figure. We could get Palpatine, like... Not full Palpatine, I mean a Palpatine base, and then we'd only have to include like 1 or 2 accessories for them. That would be a nice way to go. CMF, I don't see what else we could really do for the Crow. It's all on the face. We've also got Lawson. We did Lawson for the mech. How did I forget? So we've got 3 figures to go. The Crow. Maybe we can include the other Maul character. Maybe we include the other Maul character because I don't see Two Boots making it as a CMF. I don't. And I don't know the other guy's name. I think Two Boots could be like a side character. We could do Two Boots, couldn't we? We can't leave Two Boots out. So Two Boots can be with a Crow. Oh, maybe we do a little police scene instead. No, we've already got our small set. I don't want to do that as well. Don't want 2 small sets. That'd be too much goodness for Maul. Hello there. Welcome. Hey, we got the camera up and running. Just got to fix the angle from earlier. What? Okay. There we go. Mini kit out the way. Beautiful. A little wonky. Can I full screen this or is this... I bring this over here, yes, is a little wonky. Happy I double checked that. And then to go with Two Boots and the Crow, I think we include, I forget his name, the Lawson kid. Whoa, it lit up. No, don't do that, and don't do that either. Okay, whoa. I think we include the Lawson kid because they are, I can't remember their name. Who remembers it? Bonus points to anyone that remembers Lawson's son. Or the one that helped them, the one that owned the club and then like rioted against the troopers. She was badass for that. A whole squad of troopers and she just takes them on. Hopefully she's going to be all right. Lonnie. Thank you, Snow Blizzard. Lonnie. Maybe we add Lonnie to it. I'm going to jot that down. Otherwise, I'm not going to remember Lonnie's name. Seems to be spelt right. All right. There we go. That might be our CMF. Next week, we're going to work on something for one of the minifigures we already have. And I'm really excited for next week's stream. Nice chill one as well to round it off. But that's not going to be the last small build. That's just our 5... Oh, we built more than 5 sets. We doubled up a load of the smaller builds. We got the Polybag, the CMF, Marok Mech, Battle Pack, the Janix Hideout. Next week is going to be a £45 set. It's going to be a really good build though. It might take us just as long as like the Vader. We've got today's ship is going to be about 60 quid. I think it's pushing 90, but we already have Vader at 90. And then, oh, and then, yeah, there's another. Oh, we said about the Darksaber. Where's that slot in? Is that the 100 and... I originally said 120. It would have been 140. But the Darksaber's only available with 145 spends. Is that our £145 build? That's our gift with purchase. Yes. Yes, I'm going to build a Clone Wars accurate Darksaber, full blade. What a gift with purchase that'd be. Maybe that would be £145. Maybe that would. Don't forget, if you're watching this live or on demand, switch your chat from top chat to live chat. Make sure you don't miss anyone's chats. Like Adrenaline. Bought a turbo tank. How do you get rid of the evidence? I'd say burn it, but we have a history of that. Don't burn it. Don't. Even in the right conditions, just don't burn it. Don't go through the trouble. It's too much hassle. Don't do it. If you want to see what happens, watch our Mustafar video. Anyway, let's come out of this page. Didn't mean to activate that. Have a little look. They've updated the cover. They've updated the cover for episode 7 and 8. The thing is, right, of course, this is going to be spoilers for episode 1 through 8. This image is on the Star Wars website. If you go to news, even on latest, if you go to news, that's there. If you have this, I used to have this as my default Chrome opening page. I don't anymore because it's so easy to find. If you had this as your default page, I guess it's a bit smaller, but you opened up to that, you'd be gutted because you'd be opening the internet to go on Disney anyway. I wouldn't recommend using the computer app. Last time I used that wasn't too good. But we'll get into any bits we might have missed today. For the Cruise minifigure, I'm thinking Palpatine because we've got that little logo, which looks like the chain holding the robes together. Let me get a Palpatine minifigure from Return of the Jedi. Oh, Palpatine's got the robes. Oh, I robed up Palpatine. I'm going to need to steal legs from someone. Who's got Palpatine legs? Balin? You look like you got Palpatine legs. Actually, no. Which legs does my custom Balin have? If not Palpatine, because Palpatine's got his robe on this side, like his little bit coming down. Balin's got it on the other side. So maybe they're more legs, or maybe I've like half and half the legs, but the hip printing. Maybe it's an older Palpatine. Do I not have any other Palpatine? I have a Palpatine. No, I don't. I don't have a Palpatine up there. All right, well, Palpatine is a nice start. We're going to use Balin's legs for this anyway. The crow's hands, I don't know what colour they are. True, cash is an easier bit of hiding. Then you've just got the cash coming out. So we've got this as a base figure, robed torso, robed legs, and then we'll recolor the hands. And then instead of Palpatine's face, does anyone else either own or remember me talking about the Master Builder's Cantina? The Master Builder's Cantina come with some really good figures. I've still got the chunk of them right here. Come on. These are all the crime, no, not crime, scum and villainy characters. And right at the back, we've got Garandon, who's the Imperial spy. But his head is beautiful. It's just a regular minifigure head, And then he's got this accessory around his neck, which I thought Ninjago were doing with the Oni minifigures in the new Legends sets. I'm not sure. Having a second look, they're either helmets or they're molded heads, but Ninjago doesn't really do molded heads unless they have to. But it would be nice to get another figure like that. So I'm thinking of finding... I'd probably have to make my own crow face. Does anyone have like a crow mask up for 3D printing that's cool to use? And then add a little neck bracket to it and get that going for a minifigure. That would be perfect for the crow. Lawson's kid, I don't know. I'm going to open the floor. If anyone has any ideas for a custom of Lawson's kid, let me know. But Palpatine will be our crow figure. Let's jump to episode 7. Wait, that's the same image. That is the same 2 images. They've just moved it bottom right. I think as well, this crow is from the poster. Either that or they've just used the same background. Because it's got these little fuzzy red things. And I don't know what the fuzzy red things are. But they're definitely the same images. This one's from... Oh, it might be from Tao's. And this is from today's episodes. I'm not too sure. New Inquisitor arrives on Janix. Yes, we saw that. And the Inquisitor side from Kenobi. I noticed that as well. Beautiful ship. Tempting to build this today. But I want to get all the Inquisitor minifigures before building that. So next time the Inquisitor shows up in a show, because they will. There will be a next time. Especially in Season 2. I'm sure we'll see a few more of the Inquisitorius, but... The same ship from Kenobi, and what a ship it is. I know a few of you have picked it up recently. It's meant to be a pretty good build. There's a Taskmaster head which can be used for the crow. Oh, there's an actual head which could go underneath the hood. Oh yeah. It's got that skeletal design to it. Oh, that was a bit creepy. I see. Especially with the mouth design, because it looks like that triangle could be a beak, because Lego don't do noses. Needs them piercing red eyes. Oh, wait, does it have piercing? It has one red eye. It needs that on the other side, and that's pretty good. 2 Boots has had his boots taken away from him. Oh, 2 Boots. That's like Spybot not being able to spy. What have they done? Now showing off mechanical feet and ankles far cleaner than the rest of his body. I didn't notice that. I just thought that was blue and the rest was like silver. He's blue, isn't he? They are. Huh. Icarus watching his brother cut down by the 11th brother. Echoes Maul seeing his own brother Savage's death. Oh, they keep reminding us. Why? Scorn! Oh, we've got a name! We've got a name for the other Zabrak. I keep calling them Dathomiri. Dathomiri were the Night Sisters, but they were on Dathomir. It's kind of like the Uta and the Powans. They were both on Utapau, but the Uta are very different from the Powans. Can't say you're dangerously far behind in Shadow Lord. Ooh, spoilers. It seems the most insufferable members of the Imperial Officer Corps seem to be the junior officers, lieutenants, captains, especially with Blake. Lieutenant Blake. That introduction's going down in history. Scorn, a Night Brother thug in service of Maul. Scorn, happy to meet ya. You were just Zabrak brother on my list. Scorn. They really do have names for everyone. Using his large collection of throwing knives and blasters, whilst on Janix he works with his brother Icarus to secure Maul's rightful place in the criminal underworld. So confusing, because in the last 2 episodes, Scorn was the one with a minigun, but we're introduced to Icarus with the minigun, and now Icarus has the knives, so I don't know if that's like flip-flopped, if they've just switched them up, or I don't really know what it would have been. 2 Boots uses stun shots against the stormtroopers. Very A New Hope-esque when they all set their blasters to stun. There's the hallway with the door at the end. Yes, the stormtroopers don't have any such reservations, even against the people. Full on blasters. That's actually crazy when you think about it. Also, Lieutenant Nolan from Bad Batch. Oh yeah, almost forgot about him. How could I? Don't underestimate Maul. He still has 7 super commandos. Well, yeah, 4. Good point. 3 of them didn't get far in their escape. It serves the main one right. I don't know about the other 2. They seem to just be following orders, but I'm pretty sure the stormtroopers said the same thing before switching off stun. This was nice. The visions in this were beautiful. Lengthy visions. Yeah, we haven't seen anything with young Savage. I don't even think we knew Maul knew young Savage. Makes sense he kind of knew most of them, but the fact that they were that close. And the Kenobi shot was beautiful. That was awesome. I like the reanimations, like they did in the Bad Batch intro, with where Order 66 and that is. While Crimson Dawn wasn't part of the Shadow Collective when it first formed, Maul is seen to have a relationship with Crimson Dawn. That was in Clone Wars. Voss appears via hologram in the Clone Wars, the Phantom Apprentice, receiving orders from Maul alongside representatives of the Black Sun and the Pike Syndicates. Yeah, Black Sun's under new leadership following Maul from that. We don't know where Black Sun is at the minute. At this point, they're so poor they don't even have their jetpack. Their jetpacks! Yes, the Super Commandos! What did they do to their jetpacks? Where did they drop them? We noticed they didn't have them early on. Maybe they just didn't have their jetpacks because they were quite strapped for armor, for weapons, for maybe jetpacks in the Siege of Mandalore. Anyone that had jetpacks would have been on the ground, or they were in the ship. And if they were in the ship, they went kablooey, which isn't great. Dave Filoni suggested the inclusion of Marok and the 11th Brother. Of course, he'd take credit for that, allowing the crew a perfect opportunity to nod to another beloved genre, horror films. They don't move much, but when they do, they have superhuman speed. There's a shot of Blake, I think it is, like struggling in the wind to step up to Marok, and Marok's just stood there, frozen. Obviously, they don't have to animate much, just Marok moving as the camera moves, and that is good storytelling. I love that in this. Listen carefully. When the 11th Brother turns his head in the mix on the back end, always adding weird stuff. There are a lot of creepy noises. When you hear a little turn of Crow's head, Colin puts in the creaking weird sounds. It's great. They call it bone leather. Oh, yeah, even gave it a name to match. I got the nod to American Graffiti, the little race car with the pimped up cruiser. The cars, not a direct nod, but the 3 bullies, I didn't get. I haven't watched American Graffiti. I just know it's cars go fast, broom broom, and that's it. So I don't know if, yeah, they're inspired by the Pharaoh Gang from American Graffiti. The trio of aliens are all played by D. Bradley Baker, plays a lot of other aliens on this, ad-libbing an alien language on the spot and arguing with himself in the recording booth. I'd have loved to have been a fly on the wall. I would have loved to have seen that. That sounds fun. Maul's visions of the past were created by Lucasfilm Animation's director of lighting, cinematography, and visual effects. New and existing sequences onto a smoke machine. This mix of animated and practical effects give the scene a dreamlike quality. Wait, so we're watching a live action projection of an animated scene? Or is this all done? Is this all? It says the mix of animated and practical effects. So I assume that they did project. Oh, unless they digitally projected, they could like make it transparent and just film a smoke screen. But that smoke screen looked animated as well. You can see there's some like chunks. Maybe there are other scenes that they've merged into the background, or they've just played around with the quality. That is quality. Beside the Dathomirians, the Mandos seem to be quite lightly armed. Yeah, they don't have any special weapons. They don't have their jetpacks. they don't seem to have really gauntlets or much. They haven't been using them. They must be, maybe they're out of jetpack fuel. Maybe they're out of rope, out of flamethrower, like the flame liquid, the oil, I'm trying to think of what Resident Evil call them and I can't remember now, but the lighter fluid, that's what they call it. They're out of lighter fluid, and yeah, they do seem to be a bit down in the dumps. I don't really know how they're getting out of that. I don't think many of them are. They were lazy to recolor Rook in grey and black. You can't explain a lack of female commandos. Well, we don't know if they are female commandos or not under the helmet, because Mandos no longer, all unnamed Mandos are male. Whoa, they're not, are they? Even the warriors aren't all male. We've seen so many. The main difference between Mandos is the warrior class and the night owls. The night owls are specifically all women. They're all, or at least they're not men. They're anti-men, which is fair enough because we've seen what the Mando men can do. I wouldn't be supporting them. But yeah, the warriors seem to be mixed. I don't think it's explicitly stated in The Mandalorian yet. They seem to be keeping to traditions, but it is nice seeing the mix of, especially with the younglings, the Mando younglings. We've seen like Grogu become a Mando. There's some aliens under there. There's a lot of aliens that would be easier to hide, not just Quarrens and, you know, big accessories. Grogu's ears would stick out. Rhodians would hide under there well. Trandoshans would hide well. Actually, there's not a lot of aliens. I'm thinking so many of them have like bigger foreheads, Leku's ears. There's actually not a lot of them. Yeah, it doesn't work that well. None of them are using carbines, just pistols. Yeah, it's nuts. In episode 7, speaking of the devil, speaking of the Mando, Rookcast delivers the line, Cabris, you slime. Cabris? I don't remember how she says it. Cabris, you slime. An homage to Ernest work in both Escape from New York and Black Hole. That is a very niche thing. Only Star Wars would know that. Be impressed if anyone else picked that up. So we missed the slime. We missed the smoke. I didn't know there was a live action shot in the whole thing. They should do that more, hide a little bit. Not more in a show, but every show have a little live action thing hidden. American Graffiti, that was a nice nod. I think everything else oh no, Two Boots we missed as well. The fact that he's got that fresh coat of paint. That is so smart. I would never have noticed that. And now we can get to building. Oh, yes, they are baroque. The Mandos need help. So today we are going to be building a Row-class shuttle, because I haven't built the Row-class shuttle and there's only one of them that LEGO have made. Hopefully they have instructions on their website. I think it's called the Republic Attack Cruiser. Nope. Wait. The Republic Attack Cruiser is that it's the Republic Attack Starship? Is it even Republic Attack? Let's see if we can find it. It's Republic Cruiser. It's definitely like Republic Attack. Republic Attack Shuttle. Republic Attack Shuttle. We can get the number from this. This is the original set, so it came with a pilot, a clone, and window. All 3 minifigures. I think this retailed for like 60 odd quid. You thought the straight T-visor, Django, Boba, Mando, depicts a male, and female is Sabine, Bo, have the curve. So did I. So did I, until there was a comic. There was an old comic, which is the first Legends, not canon, first portrayal of them. And then if you have a little look around the set of The Mandalorian, there are a few background characters that switch out the helmets. because the only thing we know is that the curved ones, the Night Owl helmet, really, really nice helmet. Night Owl Mandalorian. So this is the helmet you're thinking of, and these were the women that protected. They were like, how would you explain the Night Owl? They were the protectors, and it does for the most part stick to that. They do have a more feminine design, I suppose you could say that. Again, very outdated terms here, but you've got the helmet. Is there a good helmet? It's a good cosplay. So they've got the rounded, more of a Y shape to their visor, but the T visor is for anyone. They're just warriors. Actually, it was a load of Bo's crew in the Mando that had the helmets flipped. So yeah, these ones are generic. They're just warriors. The Night Owls were a special class. Let's see if there's like Wikipedia. Oh, we don't want the costume. Elite Mandalorian warriors. Oh, I think they might have even changed the definition of Night Owls, if I'm honest. Rookcast is the armorer. Let's talk more on that later, because I think there's a bit more power behind that theory as of the last 2 episodes. Huh. Elite Mandalorian warriors. Blah, 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 blah. Previous, blah, 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 blah. Death Watch, blah, blah, blah. Bo-Katan, even. Maul, Shadow Collective, blah, blah, blah. Satine Cries. Yeah. They don't specify. So, no. It does look like men can be Night Owls. Again, we haven't seen that, but that's probably because the men are off on the moon plotting to overthrow the government rather than actually doing any work for the people. So that's fair enough. Yeah, anyone can be a Night Owl, just like anyone can be a Mandalorian warrior, which is what I thought I pressed and I didn't. Oops. But we're going to be not building any Mandos. We got Rookcast. We do have a few of the Battle Pack Mandos. It would be nice to get some more ones, because I think grey would be a nice colour for Star Wars. All the little rundown Mando scenes and that you could get would be cool. We only see Rookcast in the series. Despite the fact that they're all super commandos, they're not elite warriors. So super commandos, I think super commandos is more of an Imperial term anyway, isn't it? Because you've got the commando droids, which is the BX series. You've got clone commandos. You've got Imperial Commandos, and we see Mando's Super Commandos in Rebels. I think that's what's tying it over. Do you think they already had a deal with the Republic? No chance. They probably had a deal with the Separatists, didn't they? And that's where they got their Commando title. That would have been nuts. How many parts? 626 parts. And 3 figures with 10 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11? That's 11 parts. Unless they count the legs as the same, but then the heads would be as well. Let's get instructions. AO19. It is an interesting point though, because most people will assume that the elite is the rounded ones are more feminine. The warriors are more masculine. But there's nothing to say it can't be the other way around. And it's few and far between. I got into a really deep rabbit hole about this. And there are a lot of on-screen portrayals that it's proof by... Oh, this is a maths term. It's proof by... Oh, is anyone studying maths right now and can give me the answer? It's when you find one example that doesn't work, then you can disprove it. And just because there are a few examples, but a lot of the time in the comics, there are a load. There are a load. Comic art is just like animation. We've seen it in Maul. They're a bit freer to change up what they like. Imagine if Gar Saxon was saved by Maul and worked for him. Imagine, like, the power Gar Saxon would have would probably give them 3 more Mandos on their team and a ship. Who knows, they might have just swooped by and then they probably would have still got shot down. Maybe they could have found cover. Maybe they swoop by, pick up Rook and the gang, and then the ship just whee down into that pipe and they're just flying through the pipe. They get away. You can use Mando's helmets for commandos from Shadow Lord. Yeah, we used the... Oh, where's that battle pack? We built a little battle pack. Oh, of course, it's underneath the pile. There we go. We built a little battle pack and used the commandos from the brand new battle pack alongside some of the Zabraks that I have in my collection. But rogue class shuttle. We're starting off pretty easy with a 4x6. I don't know what I was expecting, but I am expecting to see some bigger plates because it's an older set. We're not building the set, we'll be making it our own, adding a little bit of greebling where we can, possibly even just switching out some of the bases. This is strong. This is going to be solid. I don't think we'll need those slopes because that feels like it's some sort of bomb dropping mechanism, which whilst cool, oh wow, we're not going to find out, are we? Yeah, we're not going to need half of this because we don't want to drop bombs. We want to add a little interior if we can. Oh, look at these engines. Oh, that's going to be nice. Hope to have half the parts. We could also swap that out for plates, couldn't we? And then some rounded bricks. Oh, maybe. Again, I'm getting ahead. I just want to see what the middle bit's for. I don't think we do. I don't think we do. These are parted out. All right, let's get to start. And then we can swap it around as we want, and colors as well. We're going to be getting rid of the dark red, maybe making some of this white. We're going to stick with light bluish gray, which is more imperial than white. The gunships are gray, not white. And then see how far we can get. Hopefully we get this all built today. That's the dream. Set's pretty fun to build. I look forward to it. Again, not built this set. We're going to need more plates for sure. And there's not many parts, not many sets that I haven't built. I feel like I'm getting a lot of them built this year. And then once we've built one of at least every ship, we can really go into customs. I do want to make my own gunship. That might take a while. Ooh, add a little bit of detailing on the inside. We've got a few of those modified 1x4 bricks. And I think 4 sets for ships. This £60, this is a bit bigger than if Lego come out with a new rogue class shuttle. But around this size, maybe a little smaller, is the perfect size for ships. Because they're not too expensive that, you know, you're having to choose it over most other sets. But they're also not small, they're sizable builds. How many holes is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, this one might be too big because I used one of those earlier. 5, 10, 15. That's too small. We're looking for Goldilocks. We're not looking for Goldilocks. We're looking for the porridge. Looking for baby bear's porridge in this pile. Dark bluish grey if preferable, but I'll take a light bluish grey. They might not have existed at the time. We've got a few more. Where that come from? Just a regular... Oh, wait, I put them on the wrong side. I've been putting them on the top, not the bottom. Oops. Do miss those old instructions. I think the old instructions, we're getting back to them in terms of the simplicity. But look at the scratch marks and Vader's head just watching over us. Every other page. Kind of creepy. We got Vader. No pressure, but you mess up, Vader's coming for you. Vader doesn't deal with... I was going to say absolutes. Doesn't deal with defeat. Not nicely, at least. Oh, slopes. Ah, now, can I get these without anything falling? Yes. Now that. We've got some slopes on the bottom. Isn't this where we just had those bigger slopes? They're the engines outside. I think it might be. So, whilst we're building, Rookcast being the armourer, what do we think? What do we think? Because a lot of people were shutting that theory down before this show. But now that Maul is out, and we've seen the light of day, Has anyone's mind changed on the matter? I'd be very surprised if a lot of people's minds have changed. I think if anything, I've seen quite a few headlines pop up of people trying to convince themselves that this means the opposite. Unless Star Wars are going to confirm it, they'll never deny it. Star Wars know better than to deny anything, because they're just cutting themselves, like they're cutting those fans away. The fans that think so-and-so might be so-and-so. But does anyone have anything specific they've seen? For instance, a lot of Rookcast speaking about loyalties and how it can shift and how, you know, even her loyalty is changing, or at least the ways are. Definitely made me think of what a lot of the Armorer's inspirational quotes to Mando had been in The Mandalorian. Do you think they're getting better? The instructions, how they scatter minifigures with every new bag. That is nice, rather than having them all straight away. Like a little treat, you get to bag 3 and, oh, minifigure 2. I'm excited for the Sail Barge with how they lay out the minifigures. Because I think that is every couple of bags. There's like 36 bags in that build. Imagine they just leave all the minifigures for bag 34. Or, that would be fun. They wouldn't be able to do it with the instructions. It's as close as we could get to them just having minifigures in random bags. But with how Lego is, there'd be a bunch of sets that have like 2 of one minifigure, that have none of another minifigure, and that's going to cause more problems than it's worth. I like building these old sets though, because they have some really big parts and they're quicker to put together and then focus more on the detail. If I'm sat there spending hours on just like 1x4 plate to build up the interior wall of a gunship, something, for instance, that's not the Coruscant Guard gunship, that was a good set, but for instance, I don't want to be part of that build. That sounds like it's going to be more trouble than good. And I need to move these. Oh, wait, I have moved the slopes. Can I reach them with my hand? Don't tell me they're down here. They were. Okay. And also with the build, how a lot of newer builds. Oh, do we slope or do we bracket? Again, we need to know what's going underneath here. We don't even have the page up. It would be cool to get the missile system working in the base. Yeah, we got plenty of space for decal in the outside. Also, this is going to be grey, so we can get some darker greys on this. Mix it up. See what we've got. So, for this light bluish grey, we got a load of light bluish grey. Do we have any dark grey? No. No, not at all. We got some blacks. That? Wait, is that black? That's dark green. I think black is an imperial colour. Grey and black, very TIE Fighter-esque. The big pieces carry. I wonder how many new sets can be built with larger elements. That's what we should do. I do a lot of building old sets and I'll break down bigger parts. I wonder how many newer sets can be built with larger plates. So we just plate out the base, kind of what we did with the Falcon. It uses a big brick in the bottom, but we used a 16x16 plate and then built the side very similarly. There's got to be some larger ships so that would work with Slave 1. Slave 1 could have benefited from a few plates, I think. Although that is mostly bricks, so it wouldn't have benefited too much. Nope. They're too small. I think it was this one. It is. Already, step 9. We've not hit double digits yet. And let's take a look at just how big this ship is. It's land speeder size. Let me get the new Luke land speeder recolor. It's land speeder size almost. In terms of width, the engines are already present in, you know where they're going to go. Usually step 9, we've ended up with something like this with a few bricks on top. And that's it. We've actually, though, got a ship working here and no chances at the bombs because it's not long enough. Yeah, you need at least like 4 studs for that, right? Unless we've got a slope. Oh, I had a Venator that had, was it the Venator? I had an old Star Wars set that had a mechanism like this. It wasn't the gunship, and then they fell, but they fell flat. I wonder if this one's going to tilt the bombs as they drop. Hello there, happy Monday. Hello there, saw the end result of the Darth Vader. It's crazy. There is a video coming out very soon, and we're not done with Vader either. There's a few things, still looking out for the cape. There's a few other things that I want to get done as well. Yeah, Vader. Vader's on display, just back there. And looking good, terrifying. But I love the ratio of the bust of the head to the rest of Vader. It looks so much better than using the Vader helmet, which is initially what I was going to do. So the fact that the bust came out kind of saved the whole project there. Let's keep out the plate. Plates, and I should probably grab poles as well when they're used. And blue or green? Is that blue or is that green? Imperial is very blue lights. But is that blue or is that green? That's the only thing with these instructions. I have no idea. Please be green. Is it? Oh, I think it's blue. Yes, transparent light blue. 20 of them? I don't think I grabbed 20. I don't have enough. Maybe I should have grabbed that tub as well. We could have run with that. And then double pin the engines. Ooh. I think it was the Imperial shuttle of Palpatine. Oh, close. The Row class shuttle was the one that we saw. We saw it a few times in the Clone Wars. We've recently seen it in Bad Batch carrying Scorch and carrying Wolf. What am I grabbing? Technic. Complete wrong draw. We've used 2 of them. We'll probably use a few more. Grab that for later. And beams. I don't have my 1x3s. Oh, they're down here. I don't have them in my beam drawer because they're so hard to find. So, no blues, but there should be a few paler colours. And sometimes it's important these go in the same way. So let's enter them from the back. And then we've got probably another 1x3 on the front. It probably doesn't matter, just as long as they're in there. Maybe it's easier to remove. We'll see what colours we've got. Maybe greys, maybe blacks. Either way on the board. Oh, not a lot. Maybe the beams aren't here. We've got grey, white, red and grey. And a white. At least we've got 2 of the same colours. I think we ditch the red and go with the other 2 greys if need be. Unless we get away with not needing them at all. More slopes. I think Rook Cast has got to be important because Clone Wars come out just after Mando, same time in the UK. But over in the States, it came out just after Mando. And for them to introduce a character like Rook Cast that's been in Clone Wars, that's been not in Rebels, that's been something else. She's been in something else. Maybe, I think in Taos. Don't remember her in Taos. She's been in something else, probably a few comics, and now to show up in Maul. That's no coincidence. Just like the armorer. Little more horns on the helmet, not a coincidence. That's there for some reason. That means something. And it doesn't mean she's the armorer. It means she could be. But it means that there's a relation somewhere there. Either that, or... See, my running theory when Clone Wars came out was that the armorer was not Ursula Wren, the other lady with Bo-Katan, or the other person with Bo-Katan in the Clone Wars, where she's standing up and there's two of them. But for her to then react to Bo-Katan the way she did, and they could have had a falling out. But even with a falling out, I don't think they're reacting like that with each other. I think there's a history there. And if they were enemies at one point, and she thought Bo-Katan betrayed her people, Bo-Katan's obviously thinking of the whole Imperial conflict and getting that done. What if this goes before the Imperial conflict and is actually just about the whole Maul sitch when she teamed up with the Republic, which everyone saw as a betrayal at that point, except for the Mandos fighting with her, but even they weren't happy to be with the clones. And then the clones become the Empire. They take over. And Mando's in ruins. Are these the newer or older jumpers? 2000. This was 2000 and, because it's Clone Wars, 2009. So this could have been my second Lego set. It wasn't, but it could have been after that battle pack. Oof. Almost. Would have been a crazy set to have got. Oh, plates up there, panels. And we'll go with grey. In fact, we shouldn't have even gone with red jumpers. We should have gone with grey. I got to remember that we're imperializing. That would work with the L. We're imperializing these ships. I'm trying to make them as bleak and bland as possible. And then add in a lot of the grey details on the top. That's where it's at. This looks like a step. Imagine we get to the end of the build and it just tells us to flip it over and we're done. And that is the build. That would be awesome if a Lego set gets built upside down, or they've got to release a set that isn't what it says on the box, and then you build it and then it connects. Or what would be awesome is if you build a ship like the Venator. You build a Venator or something, and then right at the end it tells you to remove the nose, open it up, flip it the other way around, and you've got like a different cruiser, an acclimator or something. That would be nuts if they could get away with that. Probably not, and if they did it, you'd find out on the internet pretty quickly. I feel like that news would travel fast now, but it's funny seeing everyone's reaction to the original, like Phantom Menace, and now that there are a lot of news companies are purely covering Star Wars stuff because of Maul, and they're talking about Phantom Menace. They're talking about a lot of the older movies and shows that have come out, and how Phantom Menace leaked a month before because they come out with a book on the Phantom Menace. It's not really a leak. If they've released it, it's marketing. It's to get to the book readers. Same with the original trilogy. Most of us will know they came out like 6 months before those books because people just didn't read a book within a few months, and those that did would tell friends and family, and they'd be intrigued to go see it in cinemas. They wouldn't, post it on the internet and try and spoil it for as many people as they can. Leak culture is getting a bit crazy, especially when Lego announced it. That's the weirdest part for me. Now, Lego, it's never going to not be weird when Lego announce something and everyone starts talking about these new leaks. It's like, well, it's not a leak. Lego announced it. They put it forward. Oh, blue. They put it forward. It's not a leak. That doesn't count. But, a headline's going to twist anything it can. I'm sure if there were any article, any of those journalists here, which if you are a journalist, chances are you're watching this stream, you're not that sort of journalist. It'd be funny if there were headlines tomorrow. YouTuber complains about Lego. They'd pin it against Lego somehow. Where are these blue? They're the other ones. Where are these little holders? I found the little bar bit. Just think, oh, there's a drawer. If I'd have shown that off, you'd have all seen that. It's a good thing I didn't. Dark bluish grey is the way. Interesting, all the old Republic vehicles are grey. There's a dark red one. But the Imperial ones, outside of Lego, they're all blacks and greys. Mainly dark grey, I think. Yeah, because that's a very Imperial... That's a very Imperial colour. So how comes they've stolen that from the Empire? The Empire, you should probably let the Empire know about that. They'll get on it. Do they have a clause for that? Every time they brought up paperwork or running anything, I have thought of the Realm of Madness in Dragon's Rising, in the new Ninjago series. Every time it popped up, it made me think of that. Oh, you got to fill out this form to access this form to write out that form. It's called the Realm of Madness for a reason. A lot of paperwork. And that's what it kind of felt like in the police department. So, speaking of the police department, they're still continuing every episode with at least one shot of the police department. It's like this. I think it's getting lower. It was originally top down, and then it started like getting level with it. And now we're looking up with a Star Destroyer in the background, but every single episode has that shot. It's a beautiful shot, but it is funny how every episode has it. I'm going to switch it out for light bluish grey, because we're not going to be covering it with any colour. And these clips, is that the cockpit? No, cockpit's got to be like down here. Right. Bars? What? No, clips. I'm going to grab a few of these. Again, we have two, we'll need more, and some of the others should have grabbed. And then glows are popping up. One. This feels very Inquisitor, very Sith Inquisitor. Very Sith Inquisitor. Inquisitor? That doesn't sound right. Sith infiltrate the Sith. Maul ship from Phantom Menace. It feels very much like Maul ship from Phantom Menace. It's not the Inquisitor. It's the the Sith infiltrator, isn't it? I think that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, and some chunky tiles. Any chunky tiles? No. I think they're in another tub. So a 2x12. They're 6s, 8. They're 4s. That's a mess. Any 2x12s? Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. 10 means that's a 12. And 2x6s as well. I'll grab a stack. And some tiles. 6x6 tile. Wow. Still don't know where that's from. Oh, and that's 2x6s. I thought they were 1x6 tiles. I thought they were 1x8s. And a 2x2 in the middle. Imagine if this is like that, because it's got the gap in it, and that's what's angling them down. But it sticks out way too much, unless it's like that, and it's a little trigger. Haven't missed a ×2. 2x3s. Woohoo! I do think Rookcast has importance, if not the armourer. There's an importance there that we'll find out very soon, possibly by the end of the show, because we do have a season 2. For them to have a season 2 for Star Wars to have a season 2 of Maul. They left it off at a point that got them wanting more. Not just thinking they could get more. Like, this isn't a, oh, there was so much outreach they decided to do another one. They're not going to delay Anakin becoming Skywalker because the prequels were doing so well. That's not how it works. They thought they had a story ready to go. And they've turned around and said, let's do it. Let's do it, no matter what happens to Maul. They did have a bit of faith. But, like, Maul could have flopped first episode. It could just be people were over Maul. No one understands trends that way. They don't know when things are going to peak and dip. They can try, but you're never going to know. So for them to have a story ready after the full season runs, it's got to be a good one. There's no world it's not a good story. I can't wait. Can't wait for season 2. We've still got the finale. I'm counting down to season 2. Maybe the finale will, like, maybe it will be obvious what season 2 is going to be on. But right now, no idea. Could be anything. I was kind of hoping for like a season 2, which is just memories for Maul, which is him going to, oh, we're going to need a second one of these. Good thing I got some extra parts, not the 2x12 though. I was kind of hoping for like a younger Maul, maybe a flashback. Similar to Ahsoka in Towers, if we got a whole season of Maul like that, that would be... They could do a lot with that. That would be fun, but I don't think that would be Maul Shadow Lord. I think that would be something else. Is that... I think that's the sort of thing they'd do. Maul... Maybe they just call it Maul. Maul... Young Maul. Tales of Maul. Maul... Something something. Yeah, I don't know the name. I don't know what they'd call that, but it wouldn't be Shadow Lord. Ah. There is a little motion in it. Not for long, I suppose. Maul. 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 What would a Maul prequel? The Phantom... We got the Phantom Apprentice in Clone Wars. The Phantom... The Menace at the Opera. And it's just... The Menace at the Opera. And it's 10 episodes of 5 hours of Palpatine's Have I Ever Told You the Tragedy of... It wasn't Plagueis at that point. They hadn't got that far down in the alphabet. It was like... Darth Frohickey the Wise. There's one for Ninjago fans. It's not a story the Jedi would tell you, that's for sure. Poor Frohickey getting thrown in the Sith bin. That would be quite funny. Strikes me as that sort of Palpatine-like figure. Frohickey's been moving a bit sus recently. Let's keep our eyes on him. Right, why are the plates? If this is a side detail, why have like the corner plates? What's it locking into? Because we needed these steps, but we do cover them up a little. I'm going to need to break down that Star Destroyer that uses 50 odd 1x2 plates, because I've got that in a tray, and thankfully there's a few parting out opportunities for me, popping out a few shows and that I'll be able to break down to break down some Lego. Oh, we've got to put it at an angle. Yeah. Oh, that's a... It looks like the dagger from Bad Batch. It doesn't really look like a robot, maybe a prison cell at best, not too much detail on it. Oh, but if I was to flip it this way, it's already looking like some sort of Star Wars speeder bike or Like the dagger from Bad Batch with the shape of it. Maybe the Knight of Ren shuttle. Or a cleaner onyx cinder in its light grey. It reminds me, it's very Star Wars. Shockingly. Very Star Wars. This Lego Star Wars ship is very Star Wars. I don't know why. I think it's just Darth Vader looming in the corner that's making it feel very Star Wars. Maybe it's not. Maybe it won't for long. Wills. Wills, no, you're in here. Plenty of these from the AV7 turret that we built. Maybe we can swap some of these out for plates, but I'm liking the simplicity so far. It means our detailing job will be made all that more easy. Yeah, easy is the wrong word to use here. Okay, yeah, I shouldn't have said easy. What is going on? It's got to be a better piece for the middle there, right? Funny in Legends, there was a Sith Lord during the Rule of Two that had a we are the baddies moment and almost ended the whole Rule of Two if it weren't for his apprentice killing him. I think that's how they go. I won't spoil it, but the new Resident Evil touches on like similar themes of being so bad. Like at what point, if you're out for yourself, which is the Sith way, at what point do you turn against the other people that are joining you? Because there is a level of selfishness that doesn't allow for that. And yeah, there's a lot of other games as well that touch on it and do a really good job. But right now, Resident Evil sticks out. And the whole like mythological aspect behind it, I think it's been questioned for so long. That you get all this material on it, which is nice. There's different interpretations with it as well. All right, I've got one of these engines. I feel like I should have a second. I've got a few of these in one of the drawers, I think. Oh, there's the other engine. So that can go in place of some of these. A 10 length axle. Let's see what we've got. These feel 10 lengthy. And ooh, few other little bits. All right. These are in here. We've got, yep. 4x4s back here. 2 in grey. Preferably all studs, yeah. Snap. Pins always to hand. Anytime you're working with Technic, those pins need to be to hand. And then we've just got the beams and the plates. Plates have their own drawer, right? They do. Single or double, it doesn't specify. I think there's both in there. Oh, and the beams ain't playing nice today. Way. What do we got? We're looking for the half, not even half, the slightly bent ones. We've got a load of the most, hey, these ones, but smaller. Smaller versions of that. Easy peasy, I say, yeah. That bit me in the bum. We need another Star. I saw earlier that there was announcements for a new Star Wars game this May. Who's heard about the new Star Wars game coming out in May? I hadn't until Tink showed me a few seconds ago, and even then, I still haven't watched. I think there's a trailer. It's technically an open beta, so the game isn't out, but it is a passion project. It's meant to be on for quite some time. It's a long-running deal. They've got a load of fans behind it. And even better, free to play. Brand new Star Wars game, completely free to play. completely free to play. There's some other bits you can spend money on. You can spend money if you want to, but it is a free to play game. It's is it Battles of Light? Battles of the Light? What's it called? Battles, yeah, of course. All these articles clickbaiting the hell out of it. Wait. The next Star Wars game gives you the fantasy of labor. What? What? You know what? I'm not even going to click that. I'm not going to break that down. What? Okay, that's Galactic Racer as well. Not that, the next one. Galactic Racer. The new Star Wars game is taking character customization very far. Okay. Okay. Did I watch the Michael movie? I haven't. No, I don't really have any interest to watch it, to be fair. Michael Jackson's got some good songs out there. I did hear that the movie stops prematurely and misses out on a big section of his life. Not death and that, just the living part. Yeah, they did miss out on some key things, which is kind of... It's like only building good Lego sets and missing out any you don't like, which is fair, but also not quite accurate. So that is I think it's nicer for fans to watch. It's more of a critic from people that aren't big fans that wanted to know that stuff. But it's a good thing for people on the platform because I'm sure there's many YouTube videos about it. And I wonder how long biopics are going to be around. I know that they had a load of family ties in the new one, especially with the person playing him. But yeah, I do wonder how long biopics are going to be as big as they are, because someone on YouTube that does the research, puts in the time, not just reads off Wikipedia, someone that puts in the time could make something really cool. Wouldn't make a lot of money off it because they wouldn't have rights to like any of it, but it'd be pretty cool. A nice watch. I'm not finding this grey piece. Is it in here? Does it exist? Is it hidden? Oh, there's so many 1x3s in here in grey, in dark grey, in white. Oh, they are in here. They are all in here. Just not the one that I need. Hey, maybe I only need one. Let's keep building and I'll revisit this when I eventually need a second one for the other side. Because they're definitely not going to have us building these at once. Also, this isn't going in there, is it? Are we stacking up? Why are we stacking up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6! 6! 6 of them! Why? Why are we using 6 of them? I don't even think I have 6 of them. Alright, well this will work for the middle. That's the bulk. And then there is another one on the front. 1, 2. Actually, there's more in the middle as well. No chance. There is. There's another 2. I have some wheels that would work. Are they double the width? Oh, they're just short. Just shy. What's an Imperial row class look like? This game is... Where is this game? I can't find any of the articles about it. No, reject you, goodbye. No, no, no. Oh, that posts so much. If only half these article sites had a search bar, it would make it so much easier to look for this game. Where is it? Where is it? Battlefront 3 can wait. Gamers have a free alternative. If that just comes up with base Fortnite, okay, I'm not subscribing to read a Star Wars article. Everyone else is going to be talking about this eventually. I can't find the article. It's a mode. It's not a mode. It's a game. It is kind of a mode. It's a mode on Fortnite, essentially. But what it allows is for you to hop in to a Star Wars world. They own the Star Wars license, so it essentially is a Battlefront 3-esque game, but the customization clickbait that you heard earlier was about playing with like Homer Simpson, playing with the South Park kids, Pirates of the Caribbean, Ben 10 have just got their collab. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were here last year. There are so many different skins on Fortnite. You can't beat it for customization. You just can't beat it. It's so good. And I'm realizing now we've got so many of these. Why have we even got a ball joint? Is that for the turret? Is that to spin around for the turret? Because I think that's pinned in. Yeah, I'm lost. I'm confused here. Let's get something down for that front. We could use this because it shrinks down then before. I suppose that's the big thing. It's having that gap. So we'd actually want it in here, but we'd also need a bar out there. Yeah, I can see why they do what they do. I just don't like it. Not for me. Do I have any more of these in any of the other drawers? There's a chance I'm sitting on a gold mine here. Got a load of engines from, like I say, the V19 and stuff. A lot of them are white. So many big white, blue, tan engines in here. Pieces, dishes. Ooh, dishes and plates. We said about plates to try and fill the middle. Let's start one side and work our way around. Also the festival. I played there's a new festival mode, and I played through that. I think that's quite a nice. It's animated, so maybe it's not the route for live action, but they could mix some live action into specials, put them on Fortnite, and you get to live through. Only a matter of time before VR comes to it. You get to live through all the different. Wait, what is that? All the different modes. Oh, they've put another one over this. I think I get that. And we'll do the same the other side. So that goes on there. They don't say, just 2 has a pin sticking out. And that's the best that's the closest we get to an explanation. And then 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just smaller than. And let's get 2 of those for both sides. So that's 3 more of these, 4 more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. I haven't seen anything about Maul's final 2 episodes being in cinema. I know they don't do anything early, so it'd be the same day they come out on Disney Plus, but a load of the previous Star Wars shows have had first two in cinema, and at least in London, in the UK, not seeing any of it. Not that I'd find any way to go, because they'd all be sold out by the time I look, or so far away. And actually, they don't normally announce them. It's on the day that it pops up, and I don't see it until it's too late. Aha. And then one of these, beautiful, one of these instead of 2 of the other ones, and then we're flipping it. That's perfect. And then another one. Oh wait, I only got one. I only got one of the beams. I need 4. Oh, does the Lambda? No, the Lambda has the long ones. Lambda has the long ones. Where are the small ones? Where are the small ones? This is the wing. Could I use longer ones for the wing? Yeah, I think I could, because these are going underneath. So we got 2 of those. And then another 2, right? Oh, there's got to be another 2 in here. There's gotta be another 2 in here somewhere. Or another 2 around here somewhere. There's one in dark grey. I'm going to be picky, but I would prefer them to be in light grey. If I can't find any more, we've got a ton of them in black as well. Oh, there's one in dark grey. Black's alright for the inside, but we're trying to stick to grey. Oh wait, dark grey engines. There we go. There's hope. 1, 2, 3. Show me number 4. You know you wanna. You know you're in here somewhere. There's no chance I would have used just one of you on something. Right? There's no Star Wars ship that has like 3 wings. Huh. Now I'm saying that out loud. Maybe I used one of them on something. Or maybe I got one of them on something. Because I'm seeing a load more dark grey, but not more light. Oh, I haven't been picking up all the dark grey. We could switch them all to dark grey. That might be worth something. And then at least they're the same colour. Also match up to the other engines. It's an easy change to pop it off. Well, wasn't as easy as I hoped. All right. You in... No. Still using the short side. We've just got a longer side for... Yeah, for the wing. Which is hopefully the wing. If it's not the wing, we might be in trouble. Short side at the same angle. Otherwise the wing's going to go flying. And now we've got another one of the... Yeah, we've got the same connection but backwards. And then they want more from us. They want more engines. That just feels like such a waste on this end. The fact that it's the way it is. What we could do... I don't think it would work into the pin. Wait, no, this would work. Because we need the smaller barrel. Oh wait, it wouldn't work. Well, it would work. Can we get them stacked on top of each other? If we have a 1x3, I said there were a lot in the drawer. Now that I've found them, we grab some 1x3s out and then put 1x2s on the top and bottom. It would be quite squared off, but it might just work. It might be crazy enough to work. Thanks for hanging, Snow Blizzard. Catch you in the next one, which will be tomorrow. And there's a 3. We need some 2s. Now, where I put the 2s? That is a good question. 2s could be in the drawer. They could be anywhere else. We get some studs and slopes. Cheese slopes. Haha. Awesome 1x1s. They definitely fit because we use those on Anakin's. And this is the detail that we're getting. So we'll grab some of these with pins in dark bluish grey. I had to think there. I think light bluish grey would be too much. A lot of the engines are dark bluish grey. They're white on this ship. They've got to be different from the main body of the ship because they will stand out in like animation. And then let's grab a handful of these pins, save us coming back. Don't need to have friction ridges, but if they do, makes them a bit more solid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we only need 8. We're putting one of these in. Ooh. Oh, wait. We need to be able to rotate this. What if we fit that in? It's got an axle in the middle. Yeah, we can't do the axle. We can't do the whole axle in the middle. Oh, I thought I cracked it. Turns out I didn't. Any other technicky part. What do we have in that drawer again? This one. Any Technic part that has a pinhole in the middle that could spin. A pinhole with a spin hole is what we want. That does have a pin, but not far enough. Yeah, I don't think there's another part that we could use here. I think we're going to have to double up here, which means we're probably going to have to double up at the front. Unless there's a similar connection. So none of these yet. We'll squeeze them in. We can squeeze them in the front or the back because that one doesn't need to spin. For now, we can throw this back on. We were so close. We were on the verge of greatness. We were this close. This close, I say. And, oh yes, this. Forgot about that. Sorry, what did you want? The blue ones. You want the blue ones. And they do only have the studs on the back. Or the hole on one side. Because they're trying to attach. Again, swapping them out for grey. Grey is the way. The Imperial way is grey. The way of the Empire, everything grey. Maybe dark grey, maybe black. Occasionally white, especially for like troopers. But mostly grey. Also, we don't need the blue pins. We've done away with the blue pins where we've switched. I'm going to get all these black pins out because we might actually need all of them. Where we've swapped out the wing, where we've swapped out the frame of the wing, I've also got a load of these already on the desk, so I didn't need to get any of those. We can use the regular pin and maybe get another support in, or a support at least further up the wing, which should make it a bit more solid. Ooh, yeah, we know about that because that locks in the wing. And we know about the other wing as well. See, these go underneath the wing. I think we can stretch these out. For now, I'm going to stretch them out. Just by 2, so we can move it if need. And then the studs go right to the end. This ain't right. Oh, this one's smaller. So's this one. Oh, there are 2 different sizes. They've got the same amount of connections, but one drops lower than the other. Didn't realize that until I just had a little look. Good thing I noted that when I did. Well, I barely noticed that. It was almost too late. We'd almost forced it in. It almost fit by force. I'm going to swap out this one because it's... came with the axle. It didn't want to go, but it went all right. It disappeared off the face of the earth. Goodbye. Never to be seen again. Now we just got to line this back up through the middle. Easy peasy. I remember what happened last time I said that, and I'm already regretting saying it. Don't do it. Make sure everything's lined up and fitting. Yeah, I don't know much about the new game. It looks fun. It's on Fortnite, which means it's going to be bug heavy, but at the end of the day, it's a free game. I don't mind if a free game has bugs. Sucks that I have to wait months for it, but I will say I wait less time, about a month really, for Fortnite to fix their bugs than I ever did for any Star Wars game, including Lego, including any Battlefront bugs. Used to exploit the hell out of those before they were fixed. I've heard people say that, not me. Oh no, I definitely did. And yeah, at least a free game, there's nothing to complain about, right? It's buggy, oh well. And you just continue on with the show. We do need another engine up there. Sucks with these double engines. There's got to be something. Got to be something. Wait. No, this doesn't spin, does it? And that's the issue. The issue is it doesn't spin, because if it did spin, we'd be able to fill out the inside so much better. What if for the engines we use round plates? Because if they don't need to be secure, we can layer plates, we can maybe get some bricks, rounded bricks, some quarter bricks. A ton of those, don't I? Maybe expose a little snot brick as well in there. Ooh. Especially in grey. There is a fair few. Let's see how many we've got. And then we'll know how many plates we'll need to cover, and tiles as well. But we do have stacks. I mean, there's more from where this come from. Just a few light and dark grey, and another dark, a few more light, some bigger, smaller, all sorts of sizes. I'm thinking in here to do dark grey, then light grey bricks, and maybe dark grey tiles on top. That way we've got dark grey stripes in it. It'll be mostly dark grey at either end, and we've got an effect going then. All engine parts will be mostly light grey with dark grey stripes, as long as we've got the tiles and the bricks to cover them. We need to clear this. Where did you come from? Is there a bag? This one. And then we can see what else the wing needs. We're coming up to halfway through this book, and I know we've been building this for over an hour, but it's gonna be worth it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the other side. And these will make sure they can fit flush with the middle engine block. And hopefully, because we've just got the axle running through them, there'll be nothing getting in the way. We won't have underthought anything or overthought it like with Vader. No. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes. Just the one casualty result. And we'll be able to work on the rest of the ship. Because the engines always are meant to be the easy part. That's why they make them out of Technics, so you're not focused on the engines. A few Technic pieces. If these parts were in my hand and we weren't kind of overthinking the engines, we'd have forgotten about them already. Nice mechanism, but it wouldn't be on my mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You'll have another 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dropped one. 5, 6. Oh, it's coming close. Oh, it's down to the line. 7, 8. Just enough. So let's not do that again. But then we have the 2 engines for the front as well. So back in you go. Alternatively, you could use one of those panel pieces that you might have just seen from the Razor Crest. They use bigger panel pieces, but you can get panel pieces in this size. You can get quarter, half panel pieces. Use those and makes real light work. God, it'll be over in 4 pieces. Strap them to a plate. Hope it fits and isn't too thick, because we are working with about 6 plates. 6 plates wide, which is 15 plates tall, 5 bricks tall, and I think that's the height of a panel. So you wouldn't be able to get, that's right, innit? Does the math line up on that? Now taking off the front without taking anything else off. Stay. I could feel it sliding out. That's not what we wanted. We also don't want this guy here unless we could hide him, which we could do. We could do, but there's an easier way because, yeah, much easier way. We replace this with a triple pin. Just need to poke it out. We are replacing all of these pin axle connectors with triple pins. And it's not on purpose, 100% on purpose. It's subconsciously on purpose. There we go. We've got a thumper tappy foot. We don't need the other one, I suppose. Oh, we will need one more, but not those two. So we go plate with the bricks and tiles, then the engine. Now we've got to build the other... Wait. I've stolen bricks from this pile. I've stolen tiles from that pile as well. I've mixed it up. Ah, it's going to the same ship. That'll be all right. Doesn't matter where they come from as long as they go to the right place. That's what really counts. Satisfying when Lego parts add up to a circle. Like this is some sort of hula hoop, or maybe a button can go in there. And the final element on the other side, that's an engine. That's a proper cool engine. We just need to swap out the other pin bit that goes in here with a 3-length pin. And this will connect onto the next chunk. Look at that. God, in you get. And then, is it just the one pin on the back? No, we've got more of these blues. Well, hate to say it, are these flat? These are meant to be up. So they're meant to be, oh, they're meant to be lined up with that blue pin that I've just entered. Do you need to? Because you also have the black pin going through. Like, what if I add one pin and then replace the other side with a black pin? You're not going to notice. You're a Lego brick. You're not going to notice. It still spins. It's still secure. A little less secure, maybe. I'm not going to have a look because then we'll never know. Oh, wait. I've just lined that up. Wait. Oh, it's wonky. Wait a second. Would you go in there then? Yeah, you would be going in there. If you put the blue pin... Oh. So you do need... Wait a second. That's on the other side. We need to go back to this front one, so I'm not guessing. So it's not like that. It's when the thing's down. But it's saying, oh, it's as you look at it. Yeah, as you look at it, you can see the blue, which is the black in the picture, is just down on the right side. Yeah, as I'm looking at it, they're both the same side. No, come on, focus on the blue. There you go. That's the same as in the image. Whereas originally it wasn't. I was trying to line it up with the two. It would have made a bit more sense if we would have got the actual Lego set, because you'd know those pieces aren't meant to fuse together. When you're parting out, sometimes you think you've done something wrong. Turns out you haven't. You just haven't thought of that yet. And now we've got to do the exact same on the other side. Which, actually, pretty easy, because now we know what we're doing. We don't need... Oh, wait, we don't want to... No, we do want to connect it to the back here. Just like so. Get our dark grey first. Could have built the bricks. Or I could have built something out of Technic that would auto-build these bricks for me. And would put them all together. That would be so cool. If the smart brick could auto-build mini builds so you could just farm like gonks. Imagine the clone trooper armies. You just have to buy the parts, put them in bins, and that Lego machine would put it together for you. That would be awesome. That would be crazy good, that. But it doesn't take too long. We've almost done them. We've got to slide the other... Oh, we've already done the engine. I didn't even see that happen. Just like so. Quite a nice modification to have made to this. A triple pin. Another one a U. Another one a U. And then we want it flat as we connect them so we don't misconnect anything. Like that. Two blues in the end. 1 and 2. And we cannot forget about those grey parts that are going to hold on the wing. Otherwise, we're going to have a very wonky, loose wing. But again, the wing seems to be mostly plates. Keep some of the studs on there for grills and ingots. And then 4 more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thought we were going to run out, but we didn't. No. Whenever I scream no, obviously referencing Vader in Revenge of the Sith with his no, I can't help but think of our Big Fig just shaking on the desk. That is ingrained into my mind. YouTube needs to have like actual emotes. That would be an emote day one. That would be hilarious. We've got a 4x4. 4x4, you say? Say a 1x8. I'm going to leave that 4x4 for now. For now. And come back to that when we know what's going in there. That's a pinhole, isn't it, on top? That way we can swap it out. I'm thinking a 4x6. We can also move the pins that we've already added in case they are getting in the way. These slopes, though, super satisfying. Love that. And mimicking the back, so it all looks the same. Very odd choice about the plates in the middle. Still don't know how I feel about those. But we'll see when we put a bit more together. 1, 2, and then the opposite of you. This landing. No, probably not landing gear, is it? I might go back and swap the previous ones for dark grey. Again, keeping some... Oh, wait, these are thicker in the middle. Maybe I should swap those for dark grey as well. And then... Oh, I'm missing one of the domes. One of the engine blocks. Oh, and that's what lines up, is it? Wait a second, though. Because that's going to lock in the engine? If you hold that still, that locks in the engines. Were we not meant to lock that in at the back? We are meant to lock that in at the back. Yeah, because that... Is that... Oh, that's a ball. Oh, we're not meant to lock it in. We're meant to like stop. Wait, but that's not even going to reach it. That just doesn't reach it. What's that meant to be for? Wait a second. What is the ball joint's importance? That's gotta have something, doesn't it? And it's got to be below the outside bit. What could that ball joint's importance be, though? What? It's one of those Technic pins with a ball joint on the end. They're in the other drawer. Nope, they're here. Yeah. And it's the pins, not the axle. I don't know if there's a difference between them. Does the pin stick out further so it's going to act as like a join anyway? Surely this is just going to have no effect unless it locks it in place. I'd be impressed if it locks it in place. Very impressed. Needs to go like that. Nope. Doesn't seem to have any significance. There is something. I'm just not seeing it yet. Make sure they're the right way up as well. Doesn't matter where the wing is, just as long as they're straight. And all of these slopes are on the right end as well. Otherwise that could be fun. Anything for the middle guy? Anything for this white brick? No. Taking advantage of its roundedness so we can slip it, so we can sleep it in. I tried not to say slept and I ended up saying sleep, so we could slip it in. Slip. Just like so. And then we're locking that in with plates. Got to get the 1x1s, or are we locking it in with more Technic? Oh, dark or light? Do I have another dark? I'm feeling dark because they went with black. We didn't. Oh, slopes. Ah, yes, slopes. Just like before, just like the simulations. This is the one. I don't see Lego giving us any grey recolors of ships that aren't naturally grey. Mainly because of like the complaints behind it, but also just the fact that they don't look as good as the coloured ships. So if they are going to make a ship, if they are going to make a row class shuttle, I think they'd probably do it in its Clone Wars style. It'd be nice to get some figures with it though, maybe the option between the two. Just a few panels we can remove, right? Easy as that. Missing plates. 1x2s. One of me, one of you. Well, two of you. One for me. And maybe another one across the front. Now we can start pressing down. Wish they did them. Well, actually, I wish I did the rounded 1x1s before I put them on. I can't complain. What is this going to launch? Is this going to be flipped upside down and that's like where the oh, wait. That could still be where the missiles come out. Or is that landing gear? Or is that for the wings? No. Can't be for the wings because there's nothing to catch on yet. But what I'm thinking, hear me out on this. What I'm thinking is we have the things to turn. It'd be at the, what I assumed was the front. And you'd be able to turn these side bits. Turn these to open them both out. And then to close them again. So they are kind of closing the engines somehow. Or they could have been landing gear. Maybe we're building landing gear on them. Or there's something else that I'm missing. Let's keep building and find out. We don't have all the information now. Hopefully it'll become clear soon. What's it that Darky says about not rushing and about taking your time? It will come to you when it needs to. Kind of applies to this situation. Like with the 1x2s that I might already have out on the desk. Or I might not. I remembered seeing them somewhere. It's just another way of saying patience. The Jedi love their patience. That's because the Jedi don't need to work. They don't need, well, I'd argue some of what they do is work, but they're not doing it to get paid. There's less motivation there. Which is funny because of how motivating they are. Nice to see than Jedi that don't do anything. Alright. Must be through that one. And when it's... I don't know. It looks kind of half down. And that's when it's angled in. So now we can turn it. I still don't know what it does though. And then same for this. Give it a little wiggle. Test it. Make sure it works. Gotta be something to do with one of the mechanisms. Oh, we bracketed it. Good thing that we didn't cover that with a 1x2. The opposites, is it the opposite side to the last ones? Yeah, the opposite side. Now this is feeling like an engine, but I'm still under the belief that this is the cockpit. And I'll be under that belief until we add a windscreen. Because usually these ships, back in old Lego Star Wars ships, did have little comms and little computers, navigation segments in the backs of ships. So this could very much well still be the back of the ship. Snap. And slopes. Oh, right at the back. Gonna move that one forward in a sec. Or take it out. Easy enough. Oh, you're not meant to be out. Bright yellow as well. How long's that been there? One and a two. And a 1, 2, 3, 4. 34. This is nice. But still, what are we building out to? You can go back for now. We might need you later. For the wings, maybe. Double bracket with double cheese slope each. 4 cheese slopes. The cheese. Hey, the cheese, the cheese, the cheese. Cheese, 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 cheese. Maybe that's what we need. Just an air horn that says cheese. It's me saying cheese. Cheese, 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 cheese. Cheese, 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 cheese. There's a free sound clip for anyone that wants that as their notification. Cheese, 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 cheese. Oh. But this has no effect still on the rotation. The cheese. And a clip. And a clip. There's something I'm missing. Maybe this is for the side of the ship. There's something big I'm missing here. And when it clicks, Lego, when it clicks, it's going to be so obvious I got the wrong drawer. But right now, I am clueless. Cheese, 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 cheese. Slopes, hey! Did we save the grey ones? Yeah, because we'll be using black so far, but also this might be covered. So for the simplicity of keeping the same colour, grey's tempting. Grey is tempting. We can swap it if it is too out there. Should be alright on the inside, actually. Add a little computer on top. Oh, wait, is that a grill? Died to the grill. Oh, stay hydrated. Is that a grill? It's all that cheese. Is that a grill or a computer? What have I done to the size? No, we want it to be width. Okay. And wait, what? What? Oh, wait. But why do we have so much space to the side? Yeah, I shouldn't have questioned it. What did I do? Ooh, we can swap that out for the clip one. That's perfect. Grills. Yeah, 10 grills. So grills it is. In black though, of course. That is the Imperial way. Only I had a black cheese slope with a computer terminal on it. Oh, this is what I want to part out. But is that going to be landing gear? That's just 2 slopes. There's a better way of doing those slopes. Got to be dark as well. Hello there, welcome to the stream. I'm thinking we should replace that 1x6 arch with a Ooh, the 1x6 brick. Also, these slopes need to be the 2x2 slopes and maybe a 4 brick underneath. So let's get 4 of those for the feet, 2 for that bit. Let's get 4 for the other side and another 2 for that bit. Just swapping out all the slopes here. Whilst we're here, let's get this sorted before we continue. And then we need 4 of these slopes for the other side. Maybe, I think I've just about got 4 of those for each side. Or we could do 1x2s if we need these later. I don't know how slopey the row class is. Hello there, we are building a modification of the Republic Attack Shuttle, which is, this is the only version that LEGO has released. The cockpits are very close by each other. I'm just noticing that now. I think that's a double cockpit. Maybe we can front and back it so that it adds up and make it probably even the entire length of it. And we do have a few slopes on the back. But how does this add up? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. We've already used 2x4s in the inside, so it's a reuse of a part. Us swapping these out. We'll keep them to hand. We'll probably need them. Thank you. It's a really nice model. So far, it's showing its age through the size of the parts used, but if the biggest problem of a set is that the parts are too big, we've got too much Lego, too much plastic, it's too sweet of a deal. I think that just goes to show how good the build is. And then I keep pulling parts from that side for here, this side for there. I should pile them up together. We've got the double slope, front and back. Let's build one side and then we'll get to work on the other. Then you can see how I've built out these, and I might even include a 2x3 in light bluish grey to represent the feet, because this is the bottom of the ship now. Maybe a 1x6 under that. Oh, we should have moved these one in. They should be on a 1x6 in light bluish grey. I don't think that piece should be dark. All right, we'll shuffle these back a little bit. There we go. These are the legs of the ship. Oh, snazzy. All right. They're thicker than the Lego piece as well. They got that underside slope. Oh, that is nice. And these are where the pod usually is for the row class. In Bad Batch, the row class did have a pod it was carrying. We built that into our micro. But we might have to revisit this and add the pod underneath, because this would work good for a Bad Batch mock, not a battle pack. Have I built a dropship? I've only built the Coruscant Guard, Coruscant Guard gunship dropship. We've made a few like the Fallen Order one out of the not Fallen Order. Oh, Starkiller Force Unleashed dropship. I built out of the Night Trooper battle pack. 2 of those to build the dropship in a much smaller scale. But yeah, only the Coruscant Guard gunship, which was a stellar build. Really, really nice. Even if you don't like the colours of it, which I actually did, so a little bit biased there. But if you don't like the colours, I'd recommend parting that one out rather than any of the older ones, because it's solid. I don't know if all the parts exist. I should look at that before I start recommending it to people. But it was a really nice build. And the fact that the wings come off fairly easily with a modification. We also got the double door mod that I managed to do. True, I did modify it a little bit. That just makes it even better. The fact that it's easy to modify. I like that in a Lego set. And then 2 of these. And a towel and a grill. Both of those. No, grills aren't out. But the rest are. And that grill's just chilling on the bottom? Wait, what is this? Let's angle it at the right angle. All right, this is, we could have done this in color. I think this could have been like pink or blue or red for the Imperials. Get a bit of darkness in there. Red and black. Looks like a seat. But I think this is what's dropping the slope. We need a slope on the inside. Not the sort of slope I was looking for. That's on the front with a 2x4. Let's go dark bluish grey underneath this, in case it needs to be darker. But I think this is similar to the little lambda that come in the UCS Death Star. And the lambda in that had slopes similar to this. That's it, I'm grabbing the grill tub. We're going to need more of those. And that's what angled the cockpit of it. So I'm thinking this is the cockpit of the ship, which flips it around and means what I thought was the back is actually the front. Oh, does this open it up? If we build the back there, open it up. No, because then we have the mechanism on the top. That's not how that works, right? Have I built the ATTE into an ATOT? I think I did. I think I did. And then I used the Coruscant Guard gunship and modified that into a dropship, into a carrier. Yeah, we built that when both the sets were still fairly new. You know, I forgot I even built that. It was a good mock. It wasn't forgettable. It was just a long time ago in a not so far away galaxy. Yeah, that was awesome. An ATTE and a gunship on shelves at the same time. Just a little shame that the gunship was red, because the ATTE works so well. Still trying to get my hands on the old cockpit for the AT, I think it was the unreleased like ATOT used. No, it wasn't the OT, it was the AT, it was the Ki-Adi-Mundi ship that everyone wanted instead of the turbo tank. And that used the cockpit of the ATTE at the time. But I never got my hands on that. That was early on. That was like pre-2010, I think. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I'm going to show that close up. I see what they've done here with the blues. Got me other stack, because these engines are bulky. Can you see it? You sure can. If you have a look on the channel for dropship or ATOT, it should pop up. It should be there. I don't have it on display. So the cool thing with these engines, right, what I'm so excited about is at the minute we got these 4 little puny engines at the back, but we can, with the combination between this Technic pin and this transparent stud, connect this engine with the pin and the stud on the top corner, which it's just clicked that they click together like so. Look at the angle on that engine. It stays even when the wing moves. Isn't that awesome? That is so cool, because it's very similar to a technique that was used in, I'm pretty sure, the original Friends apartments, but I use it in my little modular mock of the Friends, the Icon Sets, Friends series, sitcom series. The Friends apartments in the lads flat has a pool table. In Joey's apartment, Joey gets another apartment. In the apartment across the hall, step over the cheesecake, they have a pool table that's at a slight angle, and you have a similar thing. You connect one of the studs at one end. Same that we did to the log in the Yavin display. But this is so close, and it works with the Technic bricks. So take note of that. I'll be using that again. That was pretty cool. And then the engines at angle. I feel like there's a load more engines to go on either side here. But for now, it's coming together. Very nicely. It's coming together. Oh, look, little chair for someone at the back. What did I say? That's a computer. That's a computer right there. Windu saber. We've got I said I'd never build a weapons rack again. Lego cheated. They cheated me into building a weapons rack. Oh, Lego, you... You made me do it. I said I wouldn't, and you made me do it. I will never forgive that, Lego. No. Oh, they got me. They got me good, I'll be honest. I can't even be too mad at that. It didn't look like a weapons rack. It didn't. I didn't mean it. Oh, I can't believe it. Hopefully you're having fun. I don't know what this section is. I thought these were walls, but they're not. Let's pop that on. Unless they go down. We got these mechanisms earlier. Some of you weren't here for that. Right at the front, these little bits. And they open up this like door at the on the sides. It's hidden between the engines. But they open up. Learn my eye. Ooh. They open up these side bits, which feel like they're to drop bombs or to lock the wings in place. They do stop the wings from going any further unless they're open. Maybe the same's true for them going up. But we haven't found why they act the way they do. And now we've got even more sections on the top that like fold round to nothing. It's getting very confusing, very weird, very quickly. And I'm not really, wait. Oh, we've got more. They've hidden bombs. What? Where were these hiding? Wait, they didn't use these in Maul. The Empire doesn't know about these. Maybe one of the clones should, yeah. Maybe the clones aren't around to tell them anymore. 3 lime green. I'm going to keep the colors here because this is the only color going into the set. We need 4 of these, so we'll get double of everything. There's another 3. And then almost like these have already been used for missiles, the way they're grouped up. We've got our bars. We've got 4 trans blue round bricks and 4 of these domes, hey? So they look like they're primed, ready to explode. Very dangerous to be sat next to. I'm not sure we'll be sitting anyone in the back, but there is that scene. So if we were to include some figures, I want to get the Crow in this set. There is that scene where Lawson and there's a scene where Lawson, his son, Darky, and what's their name? Devon are in a gunship. Yeah, it's not really working with this. Trying to add the figures. Perhaps, wrong way. Perhaps if there's a TK Trooper and an Inquisitor inside, maybe in the cockpit, we can throw them in the cockpit. And then we have the sun in the back because they're being transported to the cop station, which is where we see a load of these ships on the outside. Then we get a little 2 boots on the side. Ooh, that would work for minifigures. Because then we're also getting the droid. And for a 60 quid set, I think the droid shouldn't count as a figure. As good as some of the droids are, that clone sets could give us a battle pack. Oh wait, I need 2 more bars. Could give us not a battle pack, a battle droid. They could give us a battle droid with sets. I'm so excited on making the 2 boots. I want a battle pack of them with a little desk. Wait, why would that actually be good? Thanks for hanging. Why would that be good? A 2 boots battle pack would be awesome. We could get 4 of those droids and 4 desks. I might continue Maul for another week just to meme out a 2 boots battle pack. That would be sick. And then I assume this is what keeps the two bombs separate, is it? We've got both of them facing forward. Also, I said about this being the front until I'm proven otherwise. The engine's proving me otherwise. And then... but... Whoa! Oh! That's sick! Wait. Do that again. Do that again. No. Do that again. What did... So, we've locked them in place. They're locked in place, just like so, flat on the top. And then, if we open the side, there's no real way you... Actually, there is a real way you can see it. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try that again. If I open up the side... Hey, I just bombed myself. Can I say that on YouTube? I think YouTube's pretty safe for that. I think it's the other platform that doesn't like that sort of talk. And Lego bombs in bricks. In bricks. That's our in-game. Oh, bricks. I've lost... No, found it. I am notorious for losing those parts under the desk. Thankfully, I found that quickly. All right, let's not play with that until we got the ship built, because we get the actual feel for it. Even Lego had to... Step 45 is dedicated to giving it a try. You have to do it. It says in the instructions, it's got to be done. An 8-long axle is here. Have a joke. Let's hear it. Put it to the test. These are 6. Hold on, maybe 8 is in here. 9. No 8. 3s, 4s. There's 8s and 7s of other axle pieces. These are 6 and 7s. 6 7s. Ah. Happy I got that out of my system. Where is the 8s? Oh, they're in here. The 8s and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7s. 6, 7. That's wait, so it's 7 8s and 5s and 6s. So it would be 3s and 4s, yeah, because 2s are in their own section. Yeah, okay. I miscounted that. What do you call a pig? Okay, what do you call a pig? I feel like I'm missing half the joke there. Oh, only need one of them. Only need one. What do you call a pig? Why did the pig cross the road? There's not a punchline to that. That is the joke. Any of the why did the chicken cross the road? Why did the pig cross the road? I just need to say that and I'm already laughing. It's not funny. It's the idea of that. It's just the idea of that joke. Anyway, what do you call a pig? What do you call a pig? Pancake. Smoked bacon. Okay, there is quite a few funny punchlines to that then, I guess. Oh. Any more? Wait, we need the 50-50 ones. These are the same ones we've used on the front. I am going to go with grey over black, because this is getting very dark for an Imperial ship even. Imperial ships aren't too dark. They're a lot... They're a lot... Oh, hold on. This is meant to be loose. There are a lot of greys. But they are... Remember, when Imperial ships show up, they're meant to be this symbol of hope initially, and then they start bombing the civilians, and then everyone's like, ah, maybe these aren't the good guys. Maybe we should run. And get out of there. And then we've got, oh, those pins that we've been getting rid of the entire time, we might finally be able to use one or two. But what's this for at the back? That clips in the middle of these bricks. Definitely not an engine. Oh, it's the top connection, isn't it? What do you call Darth Vader? A pancake. I had to get in there before anyone else said anything. 6 plates. What do you call Darth Vader? The Dark Father of the Sith. And be careful, Darth Vader's watching. Oh, that was creepy. Oh. There's a good point. I've got Vader and Rex watching over me whilst I work. Let's not be caught slacking. 1, 2. This is going on for what I thought was going to be a pretty straightforward build. I know a lot of the steps have been complex and we've switched up a lot. But this is a build and a half. 1x4s are not in here. Oh, they are in here. Wait. These tubs are confused. They don't know what's in them. Nap. Hey, brackets and more engines. More. And some light blue on the back. Ah. Are these original jokes, or are you reading out of a, I was going to say a Star Wars joke book. Where did the pig come from? That would have been weirder if the pig came from a Star Wars joke book. I remember one Christmas, must have been my great nan got me a Star Wars, got me a few joke books actually. A few different family members did, but there was one Star Wars joke book that stuck out. A lot of Star Wars joke books were quite funny, but there's one in particular that had a load of like dad level jokes. I love a dad joke. They are amazing. Oh, ×2. These are the wings on the side. Wait. These are here and they lift up. This is not solid. That's flimsy. Oh, now you lock in. Oh, you're locked in, are you? How? Is not locked in. How's it locked? Is that just friction? That's not going to hold upside down when the rest of the unless it attaches there. I'm gonna be quiet now and keep building. Maybe it does attach there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. 2x10. Over you go. What am I stuck? Oh no! Oh no! I am stuck on something. Oh no! Wait, maybe that's why I can't roll freely all the time. Maybe I'm actually running over bits. I just don't realise. Nope, not running over anything then. Maybe it's just the chair getting old. Keep your dad jokes in a database. There is something just next level about dad joke. Especially the ones that make you think. I'm quite fond of a joke that not forever, but like when it hits, it's hilarious. As long as it don't take all stream to work out. I have a feeling now I've said that I've opened myself up on these streams to the most complex dad jokes. Oh wait, I need 2 of each, 2 of each, 2 of each, including that 2x10 that I put back. I had like 3 of those in my hand at once. Aha. Hello there. I didn't get caught on it this time. This is the chair messing up. Hello there and welcome to I Need a New Chair. Thank you for watching. Be sure to watch through all the, you don't have to watch through the ads, skip them. Skip button comes up, hit them. We still get paid for it. Don't force yourself to watch. There are some weird ads on the platform, I will say that. What a first impression. 4x8s are over here. As it's been like another hour since I think I last showed it off, almost, we're building through the Lego Star Wars Row Class Shuttle from 2000 and with a twist, and that twist is we're not actually building it. We're modifying it to look like the Row Class Shuttle from Maul Shadow Lord. It's the only time the Row Class Shuttle got made as a set somehow, and we haven't seen it since. I personally think that is unacceptable from Lego, not making this set. How many land speeders we got? Cheap. That was a cheap shot. There is no escape from these jokes. What do we call Luke? I don't know, there's a few names that I've seen people call him from the new land speeder. Luke catching strays every time Lego makes a set. Oh, it's so close but so far. So close but so far. Trying to find a plate that went the entire way. Oh, here's some 4x4s that we didn't use earlier. Did we need to use those earlier and I just ignored it? Or were they 4x4s that I got spare? Does anyone remember? Yeah, it was something like that, actually. We've got so many Farm Boy Lukes, and Farm Boy Luke's coming out in a book as well. Pretty sure we've seen Farm Boy Luke in a magazine. It's not a... The new minifigure isn't bad, unless you have one from 2009 or before. I'd recommend picking up this new Luke Skywalker, because I think the book is meant to be like £6, something like that, at least in the UK. That's not everywhere. In the UK, the book's like £6, which, if you like a puzzle, it's the, I think actually it's not the puzzle book, is it? It's it's the story book. If it's a puzzle book, go for it. If it's a story book, maybe you can pass the book down, keep the minifigure. Because the stories are pretty good. I read through the Luke and Endor bike. It's not Return of the Jedi themed. It's kind of themed throughout the originals. Doesn't have a specific date, I don't think. But 1, 2, 3. It is original trilogy-esque. It feels like A New Hope, Empire Return. The UCS sail barge. Indeed, we're building that in May. Do we have a date? Do we have a date? It would be nice to do it May 4th. May 4th is the final Maul Monday this time next week. So maybe May 5th we'll start it. We'll be building it weekly. See if we can get it built in May. That would be an awesome build. Yeah. And then... Oh no. Oh no. Undo. And then blues and odd. Oh no, it isn't odd they've used the white base, because that's the colours of the Republic ship. We're not building the Republic ship. We're building the Imperial version of that. So we should go with greys, maybe a dark grey top. What colours do we have? Let's get you off. 1 and a 2. That's an old grey. Look at the colour difference between the two. Not that much on wait, is it this one? Yeah, I was looking at the wrong one, that's why. It's a little bit. This is the old grey slope, and these are new grey. I got the old grey, must have been just online. Someone not knowing the difference between old grey and new grey. Is there a date in the underside? No. Normally there's a year for the mould. I mean, it's the exact same mould. It's just a different colour passed through. Same number and everything. And then light grey bums. Do light grey bums even exist? Maybe dark grey and light grey tops. Oh look, there's some I made earlier. Light grey, dark grey, that way, this way, other way to that. Anyone got any special plans for May 4th? Not a lot happening this year, but there has been a few events here and there. There's a lot, and I mean more compared to usual. We say how much everyone else is doing but Lego, but there are a lot of make and takes around me this year, and especially in London. I think Smiths have the Razor Crest brand new poly bag. That's a make and take. All the other ones are exclusive builds. I haven't seen a single reuse. They're on it this year. We've got Lego stores with some Lego stores have a land speeder. Some Lego stores have an N1. Some stores are bringing back the Bantha. I think Entertainer in the UK are doing a second run of the Bantha make and take. Oh, where's the Bantha? I like a Bantha. Oh, all the way back there. Can anyone see that little guy just down here? Let's grab the Bantha. I like a Bantha. So I've coloured them brown a little bit and tried to switch up their horns. But if you like this little guy, Entertainer in the UK, you can pick it up for free. For absolutely free. Tusken Raider sold separately. It's a really snazzy little build. It's so nice. And all of the builds are quite nice. I think I'll probably be building them. I don't know if I'll do a video. I might try and make them. If they're not going to be videos, they're not going to be videos. But I know there's one of them that I'm doing something similar to. So I'll probably show it off in that video if it's related to the build. This is, oh yeah, in the top, because that's how we connect it. Pretty secure. All right, same other side. And that's hiding the bombs. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, wrong button. Where are the bombs? Whoa. There they are. 2 hidden. I want to say you can get another at least 3 either side. So even though the set comes with 4, you could get at least 10 bombs in there and then open to reload. And then this middle section must be for the missiles, which I feel like we already have bombs, but they're more for as you're flying across, as the Lego adverts have them. So maybe they have a slightly different purpose. Ooh. This is for the other side. Same sort of build, just flipped on the other side of the ship. What Lego Star Wars sets from 2010 do I have? Good question. So I started collecting, well, I started being bought Lego in 2008. So my very first set is a battle pack sitting back there. Land Speeder from 2009 sticks out. 2010. Ooh, 2010. No sets stick out. At least there's got to be like a battle pack in 2010. I might have that one. But no sets jump out to me from 2010. What sets were released? And I can let you know if I remember them. There's got to be some sets I don't remember, and I'm going to stumble across, or I'm going to build them. One day, I'm going to boot up a stream and be like, oh, I've always wanted to build this. Never got the chance to. And it will be a set that I got bought in like 2010 and completely forgotten about until like one of the wing steps or that, or add in the flick fire missiles and something will just click. Ah. Where's 2025, what's that? We've got a load of battle packs over the years. 2010, there was a master list, and I think they took it down, but I wonder if they've still got the unique pages of, oh, 2010 first set that pops up was Anakin Speeder with Thyssen. I think their name was the captain of the Snowy Peeps. The Rebel battle pack I had. That was a pretty good battle pack. Come with a snow speeder pilot as well. Outside of that, oh, 2010. I do remember. Was that this? Wow. Okay. Technically, I have built. Let me get this up. 2010. There probably wasn't a load of books in 2010. So that was 2000, wasn't that 2012? 2010? I did have that book, but this is the book that I'm talking about. Star Wars by Brickmaster. 8 exclusive Lego models. I had this set. Therefore, I've probably at some point built a row class shuttle, and this is the second one. Had you never asked about 2010, I would never have remembered this. This is what I was talking about a second ago when I was saying I'm going to do something and it's going to trigger in my mind that I've already built it. This set right here, I've technically already built. How crazy is that? That I've just remembered. Just remembered out of the blue. Nice little... The books were nice because they included figures. And I remember wanting the books because I got the figures, but then when I had the books, I'd build the builds. Whereas now, magazines, most people pick up for the figures. They need to have a build. That's the inspiring creativity, because Lego without the build just inspires collecting. And it's good for profits, but I'll be honest, with how thinly spread Lego are across the IPs, they don't care much about profits. They're not saving any of it or building up. They are going with the wind as it flows. Wait, what is this? Where does this even connect to? Oh, that's on this side. Okay. I'm going to go with the flow for this, but I don't really know what's happening. Oh, good question. Where are those funky yellow things? I've got some in grey, which would be great for this. But finding them, whew, different matter. We could build our own. I think I built my own for something of Palpatine's, and the same for the other piece. We could build our own for that too, but I'm assuming that's going to lock in at the bottom. So if I can find that, that would be a lot easier to do. Are there any in here? Yes, there we go. So they're the big plates. Where are the little ones? The little feet. Or the little... whatever they are. Oh, is this them? Are they in here at all? No. Okay, that we can build though, or... no, we can build that. We just need the little axles. These ones. In black. We'll start off with those. Hello there! Welcome! This is the row class shuttle that we are building to represent the Imperial. That's the one. I would love to build a little cargo section for beneath. Speaking of the dropship was fun because we got to take 2 separate models. Perhaps we build the battle pack of 2 boots. You missed that. But we were talking about a battle pack of 2 boots that would have the droids, that would have basically, yeah, 4 droids at 4 desks. And they would all be 2 boots droids to represent the episode today. Maybe we add those to a container, or we can revisit Bad Batch, add Scorch, add a few other TK troopers, which I can't wait to build for this, and get those worked instead. That would be cool. I'm leaning towards the TK troopers myself. And then without those little yellow things, we add this on the end, or we double down. I think we double down and add this to flatten down with it. And that's wrong side That goes in here. That's what we need these for. Scorch and a little... Why don't we make a commando battle pack? I remembered the other day, and I went down a rabbit hole about there being another member to Delta. Well, no, not another member. Because what were they? They were another team. It was another team of commandos. But they pop up in the Delta Squad novel. Need to play that game again. I don't remember half of it. I don't think they're named in the game. I think they're just another group, or that might be a different group entirely. But they're named in the novel. Okay, it does work like that. And yeah, completely forgot about them. Still haven't got through to reading the Battlefront novels. Need to read that second one. So this does lock in. What I was saying about the roof falling off, falling open and letting the missiles hang out. If you... Where did you come from? Hang on a second. Oh, you came from the front, didn't you? You're down there. If you lock in the front of the ship, this piece, and same the other side, now when you flip it over, it's stuck. The wings will probably close in, although the wings are held on quite a bit, but now it's stuck in place, so it shouldn't be wobbling. And it's a little safety feature. You have to unclip both sides before lifting up the roof and revealing the inside. There's a minifigure in there. We should get that chair before I forget. I think they had a space between the chair and whatever else was in there. Got to go with brown as well. Got to be a regular brown chair. Maybe it was one closer. Just hidden on the inside. And then we can lock that in place. Locking up Lonnie. Did I remember the name? Lonnie? Is Lonnie Lawson's son? Or am I adding an L in there? I think so. Need to have this set. Oh, we need to have Lego Club back. Who remembers Max? This would be a great set to come out. And an N1 Vulture Droid. That's on my hit list. I haven't made a Vulture Droid. I haven't built an MTT. I haven't built any Bionicle. Played a lot of the Hero Factory games. Didn't build any Hero Factory sets. Still has a nice, still has a special place in my heart for it. We do have the second instructions, but we are approaching time. I think we save this for tomorrow. I can't believe this has taken 2 streams. There are so many bigger parts. What we've got to work on is the sides of the wings. We've got the cockpit and the top. That is quite a lot. But so far, this ship is looking snazzy, mainly around the back. Look at those engines. That is beautiful. Perfect. I don't think there's anything I can do to those engines. Little flick fire missiles in there as well. Not flick fire missiles. They're the little bombs that you can drop out of the ship. This has got to be the back. So the cockpit must clip onto this little ledge here. Did I put the ledge the right way around? Or did I flip that upside down? First thing we build is, that's the back, isn't it? Where's the cockpit and how does it clip? These are all built separately. Yeah, they are built separately. We do have the ledge the right way around. So that's nice to know. The top's built separately, that clips on. Second, the engine's kind of built separately, like the guns kind of built separately and go on front. We might brick those out a bit more. Look at how they've detailed the guns on the front. We could probably put a plate down and get some bars sticking out, get some rounded off bricks. That would look cool. Ooh, new camera angle. Ooh, what's that? At the bottom, is that this? At the bottom of the camera, why is there always something sneaking into view? Is that is this, isn't it? All right, I'll sort that out as well. And then tomorrow, that's the last stream of April, isn't it? And then we're in May. Because we don't have a stream this Thursday. Instead, we're doing Friday and Saturday. Friday's going to be a good one. And then Monday, yeah. All right. So we'll continue this tomorrow. I think I'm going to leave that there. I'm just making a note of the new set list. Yeah, we'll duplicate that. I'll get that scheduled shortly, but that is all for today. Thank you all so much for hanging. This is going to look amazing. Might swap out these white bits at the front. If we are going to use plates instead, we can get maybe that. Oh, okay. Well, that's all that's left of the ship. Maybe we can get some of the other engines that was around, these ones, and then try and get the axles as the bars. That would look cool. We might have to build that out a bit. But until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching, and may the bricks be with you always.